Brandon Legault.
Here.
Linda Serino.
Here.
Samuel Tripp.
Here.
If you will all now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First on the agenda is the superintendent report. Dr. Dua?
Yeah, I'm just going to do one part of the superintendent's report up front and do the rest after. Tonight we have two guests, Kevin Hill and Carrie Penoyer from Rotary, and we've invited them to make a check presentation. They're going to make a donation for the reinstatement of the Interact Club, which is an offshoot of Rotary and a club that we really appreciate having. So come on up, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to do it right in front of the bucket there?
Thank you. So appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
I like that. I'm glad. Thanks, guys.
Thank
How you doing? I'm good.
Thank you.
My wife's not going to be hungry.
Is it water or coffee?
Dr. Dua, will
Come
you
on back.
have any items or are you going to?
I'm going to do the rest of it after. I think Amy's going to call an executive session.
Executive session. Could I have a motion for an executive session? Brandon, a second?
Second.
Reason?
Personnel.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You may move to executive session. I have a motion to adjourn executive session, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Could I have a motion to return to regular session?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next on the agenda, return to superintendent's report. Dr. Uri?
Yes. We don't have mics, do we? Because I'm a small room shy. I'm sure we can hear you. As you know, the board passed the seeker agreement and the capital project at our last board meeting, and administrative staff has been working really hard the last week and 4 days on rolling out our plan for marketing, and actually we started today with our first faculty presentation at Kingsford Park. Mary, thank you for inviting me. We have a pretty comprehensive list of community and school-based presentations to promote the capital project and talk about the details associated with all the things we're doing to improve our schools and facilities. We have all 7 schools scheduled for faculty and staff presentations over the next week. I'm doing an interview for a major story with the Palladium Times on the capital projects on the 17th. I'm doing a presentation for Sunrise Rotary at 6:30 on Thursday. That's going to be a trick. 6:30 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're a fun crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good practice.
Followed by FLS faculty. And our public hearing will be on February 20th at 5 o'clock in the OHS Theater. And that's an opportunity for a presentation on the capital project and questions from the audience and community about that. And I'll send this document to the board electronically. I didn't print it, but I do have some other handouts for you tonight. And we have a couple other meetings that are yet to be determined. The Band Parents Association and the midday or noontime Rotary is still unscheduled. Additionally, though, there were some questions from board members related to some of the financials associated with the capital project. Good questions, and there's going to be a section on the new portion of the website under Board of Education Capital Project. It hasn't gone live yet, but Jamie and Seth and I have been working on it, and Nancy certainly has been working hard on it. There are a lot of sections on the website that will be informational. If you go to Board of Education, Capital Project, quick links, Board of Education, Capital Project, it'll be live in a few days. And the sections under that are history of the capital project development, scope of the work, financials, polling sites, because there's a change in the polling sites. St. Paul's is unavailable as our east side in-city site for the special vote, so the old education center will serve as our polling place for that. There's a great Q&A section that I'm pretty proud of. Amy shared an example of what another district did in the Q&A section. We incorporated much of that in a variety of other Q&As that we've gathered from other districts in our region that have had successful capital project marketing. And so I do have a copy of the Q&A, which will also be attached to the capital project portion on the website that I'll pass out to the board. A lot of the questions in the Q&A are very detailed in terms of the financials. They may not be part of the day-to-day conversations that we have during presentations in schools, but they are good questions relative to how we bond. How does our bonding fall off, and what's the schedule for our bonding falling off? Because the intricacies of financing and capital projects are so intense. You have your state aid percentage, you have your qualification based on your current bonds, the falling off of finances and balancing out new borrowing so that you're able to maintain your tax levy. And so a lot of those questions are pretty intricate and may not be part of what the general public cares about. We think they really want to know what's the impact on their tax bill. What's the impact on $1,000 or on a $100,000 home? That's also in here. But some of the questions that you'll see in the Q&A, and it's just in regular Q&A letterhead form now, but will be crafted by Jamie and added to the website, and we think we'll go live with that Jamie one maybe
Like Thursday.
Friday. Seth has done a lot of work, Jamie has done a lot of work, Nancy has done a tremendous amount of work working on the answers to some of the more intricate financial questions, which goes to the reason that we have fiscal advisors, because this is what they do every day. And so they were able to provide a lot of, I think, helpful feedback to Nancy. Look at her, she's worn out. Over the last few days, because we have to turn around this quickly and very positively. We had some great questions at Kingsford Park this morning, and I anticipate we'll continue to have great feedback from staff. But our faculty and staff are key to successful marketing of our capital project, and we ask everyone to help us do that. But just some questions. What will be the cost and impact on taxpayers? Simple questions.
Dean, is there anywhere in that document that when you say it's 30 cents, 37 cents on 1,000, or
Yes.
30 cents, that says this is before the STAR or the Enhanced STAR program? Because
I
that
don't
is,
know if we talk about STAR or STAR, but
because that's not a true number for people that are in the program.
that's good feedback, so.
And people have already asked me that, that's why.
Yes, and if you have other questions, after you see the Q&A that I'm gonna pass out to the board tonight, if you think there are things that we've missed, submit them to Nancy and I, and we'll edit or add additional questions and answers. The other thing that's important to point out is Jamie has embedded an actual direct question link on the capital project page of the website, so that someone can put their name, a legitimate email, and ask a very specific question, and then I receive a notification that a question has been asked relative to the capital project on the website, and then I or one of our support people can answer that question directly. If we see a pattern of questions that are coming in live, then we can ask it to the frequently asked questions Q&A section. But we expect we're going to get a wide range of questions, from where are you going to get the money to, what percentage rate are the bonds. So there's going to be different levels of specificity, and we're hoping that we can answer everything.
Nancy, is there a way to calibrate what the STAR and Enhanced STAR rate would be? Like we're saying it's 37 cents a 1,000.
No,
But we
All
can
we
talk,
can just say is that this doesn't include that,
that's right.
but we can't give them a number.
No.
and your equation might look better than this.
Yeah, right.
This is
Yeah.
worst case
This is the
scenario.
worst, and this is,
What is the interest rate of the bond is one of the questions, a little deeper specificity. What is the status of our prior bonds, which is another document that Nancy generated for the board tonight. This document is our debt service payment schedule. So every column on here is bonding that we are currently engaged in. And it shows when that bond comes to maturity and when it falls off. And we talk about that in the Q&A, that our bonding is starting to fall off already. And it's a delicate balance between debt fall off and incurring additional bonding to maintain that balance so that our tax rate doesn't go down. So you have to have a responsible bonding so that you're always doing improvement to your district, but you're not going so far that you're in over your head. Again, why we have fiscal advisors. So we'll pass this out. You can see that they talk about the TAN interest, they talk about total interest and principal, and then the combined total of each bond, our Excel bonds, the KPS Fitchie Park window replacement project, which was a $2.2 million project, our energy performance contract, which is a $5.6 million contract many years ago that actually matured, and that is falling off now. So some of our bonding is starting to fall off, which is contributing to our ability to go out and do a capital project like we're doing. So we can take these.
Dean,
Yes.
yesterday I was watching WBUC, and one young lady was interviewing another, so I watched, and the word, according to WBUC, is the athletic fields will be completed this summer.
I wish.
Yeah, right. I don't know who set their schedule,
But I'm glad you brought that up because there are a lot of other things related to the marketing strategy that we work on with Naomi and Seth and Nancy, all the cabinet, and Jamie. There are things that are going to be happening over the next 4 weeks. First of all, we have the schedule of presentations across the community and in our districts. In addition to that, we have our website capital project page, which is going to go live in a few days. In addition, we're going to do a feature story in the Palladium Times. The February Dean and Dane show on WBUC is going to focus on the capital project. And my February lunch with high school students, this next one, is going to be a cross-section of marching band students, and athletics from softball, football, and baseball. And we're going to have a roundtable discussion about what the capital project means to them. And we're hoping to get some film of students talking about what does it mean to their learning experience to have a capital project that makes their schools better and makes them more competitive musically and with athletics. And Matt's just hearing about this now.
No problem.
And Matt.
He had a mentoring meeting.
Okay. And then our marketing department at City BOCES that Seth is a liaison for, Naomi and the entire staff of designers have been working with us over the last 2 weeks to design a comprehensive mass mailing brochure that will be going out. We're still a little unsure about the timing to get the most punch out of that mass mailing, but it's going to have a lot of comprehensive information as well as pie charts, some explanatory sections about what we're doing in each building. And also Seth and I have been touring around the district this week and then the last week taking photos of problematic areas in each school. Dave Christopherly did some of that for us for the PowerPoint that was shared with the board a few weeks ago by King and King. But there were some areas in the schools that I thought we needed to highlight better. And if there's one thing I know, it's what our schools look like. So we're in pretty deep into this. The challenge is going to be for the finance and business office and the superintendent's office and all of our departments, leadership of unions and principals over the next 1 week now, is we have to be on a parallel course with budget development and capital project promotion. So it's going to be a rough winter. But we got some great stuff happening.
You're not busy, are you?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
This is great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Dean, I don't know if this is the time to say this, but I'm gonna be gone the whole month of February, so please keep me up to date.
Yes, we will, Tom. And in fact, if you wanted to dial into a meeting, you could do that,
Okay,
or Skype in. You better stick with dial
can I
in.
take this? It'll work in Texas?
I hope so.
Okay.
Okay, good, Karen, thank you.
Next is the consent agenda. Minutes of the regular Board of Education meeting of January 4th, special education report of January 16th, budgetary transfer report December 2017, review of the monthly budgetary transfer report for the month of December 2017, extra classroom activities fund report, Oswego Middle School, December 2017, extra classroom activities fund report, Oswego High School, December 2017. If I could have a motion, please.
Move it.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Next is the Board of Education. A, 2018 capital project vote proposition approval, that the Board of Education approve proposition number 1 to be placed on the March 6, 2018 ballot for the 2018 capital project vote of the Oswego City School District of the City of Oswego, New York, to be held on March 6, 2018, between the hours of noon and 9 p.m. In such election, voting will be conducted for one proposition of the said city school district. If I could have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. B, 2018 capital project vote, March 6, 2018, designation of hours of voting. That the Board of Education approve the annual school election, which will be conducted in the Oswego City School District between the hours of noon and 9 p.m. on Tuesday, March 6, 2018, for the purpose of voting on the 2018 capital project vote. Voting will be conducted at the Oswego City School District voting sites, including District 1, Scriba Fire Station, District 2, Oswego Education Center, the old Education Center, 120 East First Street, District number 3, Elam Grace Church, number 4, Oswego Town Hall. If I could have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. C, annual Oswego City School District 2018 capital project vote, designation of voter registration days, that the Board of Education does hereby designate Monday, February 20th, 2018, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. as the date on which the Board of Registration of said school district will meet at 183 East Seneca Street, Oswego, New York, in said district for the purpose of preparing a registry for each school district for the 2018 capital project vote to be held on March 6, 2018. The final day to register to vote in the Oswego City School District budget vote, 2018 capital project vote is Monday, February 20th, 2018. Registration is conducted at the Oswego County Board of Elections at 183 East Seneca Street in Oswego. If I could have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. D, that the Board of Education appoint Joanne Bateman, Stephanie Ball, Karen Canali, Anna Marie Natoli, residing in the Oswego City School District, Oswego, New York, as Board of Registration of the Oswego City School District for the term commencing on March 8, 2018, to June 29, 2018. If I could have a motion?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. E, that this Board of Education does hereby appoint the following qualified voters or qualified persons residing within the school district at the addresses stated after their names to serve as inspectors of election at the said 2018 capital project vote on Tuesday, March 6, 2018, at a rate of $200 per inspector plus an additional $25 per district chairperson. If I could have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? F, agree agreement between the Oswego County Board of Elections and the Oswego City School District 2018 capital project, that the Board of Education approve the agreement between the Oswego County Board of Elections and the Oswego City School District regarding the 2018 capital project as presented. If I could have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next on the
I have a
agenda is...
Question before you go
Sure.
further.
Sure.
I think I know the answer, but I think other people might want to. Why are we having a special capital project vote in March and not waiting until we vote in May when we vote on our budget?
It is a good question, because we're making a lot, we're putting a lot of effort forth in the marketing and presentations of the capital project to show the voters that the capital project funding is separate and distinct from the budget. And you can go either way, but we don't want to send a message that we are lumping our capital project in together with our budget, because the budget is referred to as the 2018-19 school district operating budget. And this isn't about operations, this is a special project.
And that's kind of what I thought,
Yep.
but
It's a
I
good
just thought other
question.
people might want to hear that.
I think it's in the Q&A.
And it probably is, but I
It
don't have
is.
that yet.
That's how I knew the
It was in
answer.
my queue, so. Thank you. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is curriculum with Carrie Class.
And there's only one item under curriculum, and it's permission to have a French class field trip on June 2nd and 3rd at the middle school. Would like to travel to Montreal. It will be no cost to the district. The fundraising will be done by the students that would wish to partake. It's run by Jump Street is really the organization that will help organize the events that they're attending, and if you saw the agenda, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. They might be able to attend the Cirque du Soleil, or there's another venue that they might have to visit in place of Cirque du Soleil, but they'll return. They're only going for 2 nights to kind of bring back the cost of what they've done in the past. They've done 3 nights in the past, so they're trying to kind of help make it more equitable and more for students to attend.
How many kids generally go? It's about like 50-ish around.
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I went when I was in 8th grade, and it was 50-ish. We only took like 1 coach bus. It was like a really great experience for like everyone who took, well, people who like wanted to go take French. We had a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I think it's a great, I mean, I did it back in the 80s when I was in
I
middle
went-
school, and my
I
son
went
went
as a
last year, and he
chaperone.
loved it, so.
I went as a chaperone with my middle son, Matt, and Jump Street Tours does a phenomenal job of giving them a real Canadian experience. They go to a French restaurant, or they do a lot of really cool
It's a
stuff.
great experience.
You're going to Old Montreal.
And I think it's, yeah, they go to Old Montreal. And I think too, it's not just French club, it's anyone taking French class.
Class.
Yeah,
Can take
class,
it.
class.
Yep.
If I could have a motion?
Move it.
Second? I'm sorry, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is personnel with Heidi Sweeney.
A is a professional staff recommendation for resignation. Paul Bradshaw, who was a regular sub-elementary teacher, effective January 2nd.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
B is a professional staff recommendation for a leave of absence. And I just wanted to note, to address one of your questions that you had asked. Sometimes we have a formal letter for someone who is extending a maternity leave, but not always. So after you asked it, I went back through my email and found the one where she had said, oh, I'm gonna also, take another couple of weeks off. And then, I think there was like another question about her insurance or her coverage in there. So sometimes when we have a new mom or dad who are taking a family-related leave of absence and they've already been appointed, approved for their initial chunk of time, and they're extending it for a little bit beyond that, you may or may not always see official backup. But it's a good question to ask, because then it gave me the chance to explain that sometimes it's a phone call to us, or
Well,
they
I
might
remember
stop it.
approving, I remember the first one that she,
Yeah.
so it just was like, I remembered the name and
Yes,
so I was like, I don't understand what that is, so
absolutely.
that makes sense. Thank
So
you.
that's that, and she is extending it through the 26th and hopes to return on the 29th.
Motion, please.
Move it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
C, professional staff recommendation, probationary position. Ashley Skasha will be an art teacher at Kingsford Park School effective tomorrow. And she's replacing Lori Yule, who is retiring effective the end of the week. And so we have a tentative tenure date of 1/17/22. As you know, those are always based on now teachers' performance scores. And so we put an estimate in there, but that's when we would have the discussion.
Could I have
Dr.
a
no.
motion?
Yes, do that.
Move it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Dr. Volkmar, would you introduce your new teacher, please?
I would love to. This is Ashley Skasha.
Hello.
Ashley is a 2007 Oswego High School graduate. She attended SUNY Oswego and graduated in 2012 with a bachelor's degree in childhood education, along with 30 art credits. She's earned her master's degree in literacy, birth through 6th grade from SUNY Oswego in 2016. She has teaching experience working both as a substitute in the Oswego City School District since 2012 in various long-term sub-positions, mostly at Kingsford and Fitchie Park. She feels it will be awesome teaching felt it was awesome teaching 3rd grade at Fitchie Park in her old 3rd grade classroom, working with some of the same teachers that were there when she was a student. Although she will miss Fitchie Park community, she is thrilled to be returning back to Kingsford Park as an art teacher. On a more personal note, she loves yoga, running, and art, along with all kinds of music. We would like to officially welcome Ashley Skasha back to Kingsford Park and say welcome back.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Ashley.
Thank you.
Ashley, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What Skasha do you belong to?
Ryan Carroll.
Okay,
Aren't they all related?
Yeah.
yeah.
D, professional staff recommendation, regular substitute. Rachel Little at Minetto School. She'll be completing the remainder of the position as a regular substitute teacher.
Any discussion? Motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
E, extra compensatory position recommendation for OHS athletics for the spring season as presented. We've got some modified assistant varsity track and field, a JV lacrosse, and girls varsity track and field.
Any questions?
Yeah. Heidi, why doesn't the girls varsity track and field application mirror the other three?
Is that the question you emailed me? Yep. So I reached out to Rhonda, and she sent that along to us. She didn't have it when she initially sent us the packet, so it's actually in there now.
It is,
Yep.
but that's what I'm saying, is why doesn't it mirror the other three? Have you viewed it?
Yep. So some are handwritten versus what that one is submitted as.
Well, it looks like the other three have goals, and this one, there's no goals. And that just tells me
Do you-
that maybe the applicant isn't.
Do you see
committed.
the goals in there? They might be. It might be because they're typed, the format doesn't look the same, but it has under goals and activities of the position, she lists 4. She wants to help collaborate between cross-country, indoor track, outdoor track. Do you see that list of them? I can come down and help you.
So I got it.
Yeah, I think it's just because she typed it rather than handwrote it, that's why it looks totally different.
Those are for actual goals. It looks like
Oh,
they're
it looks like
checked.
it's
Looks
part of
like
the
it's
form.
checked, yeah.
Understood.
So it just looks
Oh,
different.
yeah.
Okay.
I think this is probably a
It
good
looks like
time
it's part of the form.
to point out
Thank
another
you, Heidi.
another nuance about board docs to the board. Because this is a living document that we create, sometimes you may see an agenda item under personnel and there isn't any backup. And the administrator that's submitting the recommendation knows that although the title may show up on the board doc, if the backup's not there on time, you might see a recommendation disappear. Because we'll get to a certain point where we're like, no, we're gonna wait for the next meeting, because we need you to get your backup in. So we're building this document for you all, and sometimes things might not be there and then show up, and sometimes things might be there and then disappear.
But is there not a date that the information is supposed to be to us?
Yes.
Isn't it the Friday before?
But with coaching, sometimes the things get a little weird, and when you saw it even with elementary hiring, secondary hiring in August, when people are moving and leaving, and you gotta start the year with somebody. So we try to hold principals and directors to getting their backup and the recommendations for the agenda in on time, but
And we have a
sometimes
process
there are
with
things
dates,
that
but the best laid plans sometimes, so when,
Gets
I had checked with Patty Perfetti this morning and said, hey, did Rhonda send us that other one that was still missing? She said, you know what, I sent the email, and I just never followed up, and we were just waiting to get that back. And I had said, well, just remind them that if they put it forward without the backup, then we won't put it on until the next agenda, which in this case still would have been fine, because these are for the spring sports season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, okay.
If
So
I could have,
you yourself are checking to make sure
Yes.
backup follows with the recommendation.
could I have a motion, please?
Move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Oh, I just had a quick question. On the other ones, it says down here like something to do with their salary, I forget the wording, is pending the negotiations.
Pending the settlement of the
Yeah.
contract.
Is that's not on here? Is that
It's
supposed to
because
be on there, or
you
is it?
approved their contract.
So this is what it
These
was
are the-
we
it's
already.
still
These
not
are
raised
the
yet.
new amounts.
Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to
Before, we
double
were
check that.
appointing some teachers and some extra compensatory positions, and we hadn't, the contract had been settled, but hadn't been approved by the board. So we were plugging in the numbers that we knew about and just hoping for the best.
Right, but now that's all settled,
Yeah.
and now the numbers are the
Yes.
correct numbers.
And because the contract technically ends June 30th,
Mhm.
if you vote on a contract in November, it's retroactive, so that there's no gap in
Okay.
contract coverage.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Support staff recommendation, resignation. Kim Schwalik, a food service helper, part-time at Minetto, and Shelley Reno, a teacher aide, also at Minetto.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
G, support staff recommendation, probationary. Laura Chouse, food service helper, part-time at Minetto.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
H, a support staff recommendation, permanent. Melissa Sorrell, who's a typist here at the Ed Center, and that would be effective on the 29th.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Yep.
We have her here, right, as a typist,
Yep,
and she's in the next one.
yes. So
Which salary does she get?
well, because when you look at the effective date, so we're appointing her to her permanent position, meaning she completed her probationary time period, and that's effective the 29th.
Okay.
She also applied for and was a successful candidate for our benefits clerk position, which is then effective 1/30. So we
Okay.
want her to be appointed permanently, so then she can take a leave of absence from her typist position while she's serving the probationary period, and has to take the exam for that's why she's being appointed provisionally in the next resolution.
Just provide herself some insurances
Yes.
to, yeah.
Yes, always better to be safe.
Yep.
Could I,
I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm sorry. Could I have a motion for H, please?
Move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I, support staff recommendations, provisional. John Altman III for our HVAC mechanic position at the warehouse. That is starting effective 2/5. And then Melissa Sorrell.
Huge gain.
I know, so sorry about that, Jim.
Huge
but
gain, big loss for
We're
the city.
very excited to
Yeah.
have him join us.
Well, it'll save us, it'll save us in the heat plants at the schools, so.
And Melissa Sorrell in the benefits clerk position here at the Ed Center, effective 1/30.
Questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And J, substitute and temporary employees. We've got a couple sub-teacher tutors and teaching assistants.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is finance with Nancy Squires.
A is for the board to accept a donation from Sunrise Rotary Club and Newtown Rotary Club in the amount of $515. That is in total to reinstate the Interact Club advisor.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we got the check, but I don't get
B is for the board to amend the budget as follows, and we have two budget amendments that we're asking for. One is to increase the bus and body repair line in the amount of $6,697.26. This is for an insurance payment on a vehicle that was in an accident. So what we normally do is, in order to put that money back into a budget line, we have to amend the budget and increase the budget line.
So we do it most, we do
And-
questions now, or?
Oh, sure.
Okay. We're paying off a debt to another vehicle, or is this paying a budget
Repair.
for
This-
our own?
This is for our own vehicle
So
that was insured.
that's exactly what it says.
Yeah.
Is insured, but we're paying for it. So
So-
help me, I don't get that.
So what happened is that one of our vehicles was in an accident.
Right.
The adjuster came out, looked at the vehicle, we took it down, we got an estimate for the vehicle to be repaired. The insurance company wrote us a check for that amount
Okay.
to get the vehicle repaired, and that's what this amount is.
We're adding to the budget.
Oh,
We're adding to the
okay.
budget.
We're taking their money.
You're taking
putting
their
it
money
in
and
line
putting it
where
into the account.
Correct.
Okay.
And we only can amend the budget for two things, and one of them is an insurance claim, the other one is for a donation.
Gotcha. Sorry.
It looks like we made.
It didn't make any sense when I was reading it. I was like, why are we paying it?
And the second is the budget amendment to increase the line for part-time professionals for the stipend for the advisor for $515.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The next one is a budget transfer, and we're transferring from gasoline to auto parts for $15,000 to cover parts for the buses for the remainder of the school year.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
D is a contract between Bolton Partners and the school district, and this is to do an actuarial for the prescription drug benefits for the Medicare eligible retirees at a cost of $1,300. This fee is a decrease from the contract that we had with another vendor by $1,200.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
E is for the board to accept a donation in the amount of $4,995 from Lowe's Toolbox for education for the math and movement at Minetto School.
Any questions? Motion?
Move it.
Second? I'm sorry, who? Jim? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next on the agenda is items from board members. Would any board members have any items tonight?
I just had one quick thing. I was talking to Charlie, who's in charge of the New York School Board Association, and he said that we were not currently members. And I was confused about that because I had thought that they covered our dues last year because,
I got us in under a deal, remember?
Right, and
When we
saying
bought a
that-
service, and we got a half price discount, and we budgeted for our membership this year.
so when we were talking, he just said, this is kind of awkward for me to ask you, but we haven't received money from you guys, so you're not members, no?
For
And I
the
was
New
like,
York State School Boards
yes.
Association?
yeah,
Charlie
Yeah.
Airport, you know.
Yeah.
whatever.
yes.
Why
And
do they
I
keep
said,
sending
well,
us?
I said, well, as far as I understood, we were going to, reinstate that. And he said that he tried, he has left a couple messages that weren't returned, so.
Keep calling Wego or
Did he leave?
Oswego?
You're right.
Did he
Right.
listen to?
Yeah, right.
What's that?
Did he say who he spoke to?
He said messages. but-
We'll look into it.
Yeah.
It's in the budget.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I said to him, I'm like, I
We
know
talked
that we
about it.
talked about this, and I
We
know
didn't get
that,
an invoice.
We didn't.
So-
Years.
so maybe just follow up with him and
Yeah.
just make sure
Definitely.
Well, you
we take
got-
care of that,
Right,
so.
and that was. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And then the only other thing that I thought was cool is like, I was looking at something in another school district in the student rep. So I don't know if it's something you'd be interested in, but they had their own, because you're sitting here and you're in our schools and you're, involved in, hearing and seeing what's going on, but I can't remember, I wanna say it was Baldwinsville. And the student rep had an opportunity to present something that they learned from, so like there was a boy on their school board, and he like polled the students, like what's the best way for students to get information? I don't know, simple things like that. And so he went and got the information, and it was all, obviously you would run it by, but I guess it would be a good opportunity for you to gain experience, and I don't know if it's something you'd be interested in or anybody, but it would kind of be a good voice of the students while we're sitting here for them, whatever concerns or great things that kids see are going on or
Like a
whatever.
report of something that's exciting
Yeah.
happening in school or.
And it doesn't have to be big, but it was
Quality
like
of life,
the
yeah.
student at this, like I said, I think it was Baldwinsville.
It
I
is,
mean,
I've
it was
been
like
to
less than
Baldwinsville.
5 minutes, and
Yeah.
he just went through, and I just was like, oh, wow, that's really a cool idea to do, and just include you in on, the conversation and what's going on, so I thought I would.
So a 15-minute PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
An interactive activity, handouts,
With snacks.
instead of the superintendent's report. You can do it. It's snacks, right?
Would there be any other items from the board tonight? Would there be a need for another executive session?
Oh, no. One with one.
Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay